All right, we are back for another one. So I'm gonna try something a little different today. Normally when I cook, I like to have the food fresh off the grill and rest, a little rest period in between, but then coming straight to the table hot. So I'm gonna try something that I normally don't do. I'm gonna make some beef back ribs, but I'm gonna cook them early because my wife doesn't get off work till like 5, and it's 9:45 in the morning. So I'm gonna smoke up the beef back ribs and put them in my toaster oven at 145 and see how they turn out. So here are the beef back ribs. I went ahead and seasoned them yesterday. I used some salt, pepper, garlic, some holy cow from Meat Church, and a little bit of cumin. So we're gonna see how this turn out, and I will meet you at the smoker. All right, so we got the doors wide open, the dampers open. Thanks for the tip. I forgot who gave me this tip that whenever you have the firebox door open, fired up, open this top door, because if not, the cool touch handles are going to start darkening. And just in what, 3, 4 cooks, mine had already started darkening, so I went ahead and cleaned them up so they don't get too bad. But I'm gonna have to try to remember to keep that door open. Okay, I actually found a new wood guy. This guy has perfectly seasoned wood. I really don't even have to put it up in here, but I'm gonna do it anyway just to get him warm. But he saw the wood that I had left over and just busted out laughing because he said that is not seasoned. All right, so let me get this camera set up so we can get her fired up. I've been using these char logs, nice little things here. I've been putting 10 of them in here, and they have been creating perfect fires. So let me get set up and I'm gonna fire this thing up. All right, so we're gonna leave these doors open and let this baby rock and roll for 15 minutes so we can get this fire going and we can get this meat on. All right, I'll check in with y'all here in a minute. Check me out. Finally got my sign put on. Look like a nice little piece of jewelry for Big Shirley. Thanks to Daniel. We only been going about 5 minutes. So we still got 10 more minutes to let her get ripping, and then we'll get ready to put this meat on. I'm probably gonna be cooking probably at 250. I usually cook at 270, but I'm gonna do 250 since I gave myself a lot of extra time. All right, we have hit 15 minutes. So I'm gonna check on this fire before I lock her down. I got an excellent fire going. That's the difference when you got nicely seasoned wood. So let's close this door here. Just warming these logs up as usual. And I'm gonna try to see if I can get it to settle around the 250 mark. I went ahead and put my ambient probe and my meat probe in there. That's one less thing I gotta do. All right, she is locked down. So I will check in here probably like 15 minutes and see where this baby settles at. All right, it's actually only been about 30 minutes since we fired it up, and we are already at 240. So I'm happy with that. As long as I stay somewhere between 225 and 250, I'm good with it. And I set my fireboard up. It will go off. It will sound an alarm when we hit 225, and that will be my cue to throw a log on. So we're just gonna put this just somewhere. I know I'm not really monitoring temp, but I like to avoid having to unnecessarily open the smoker up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my probe in now, and then that way I don't have to do it again, here in probably like 20 minutes. So we're gonna let it recover. It went down to 200 when the door opened. So we're gonna call that good. So I'm gonna let these things hang out, and I'll be checking in whenever the temperature hits 225. Later. All right, it has been an hour and a half. We are at 225 over here. Oh man, we about dead even on both sides. That's good. Let's see what they're looking like, and I'm gonna go ahead and give them a spritz. Oof. That's looking pretty darn good. See, the meat is starting to tighten up. That's why we're getting the curling over here, with the meat starting to tighten up. So we're gonna let them roll. The fireboard is saying that in that spot is 176, but I want to double check that. It's been cooking. These aren't huge. It's not a whole lot of meat, but let me double check it. Got my thermopen. Let's see where we're at. 160. Oh yeah, so that's right. So we are rocking about 170. So I'm gonna let it stay put for maybe 10 more degrees, and I'm gonna wrap them at 180, maybe even 185. It's time to throw a log on. This is actually the first log that I've had to throw on. Got a nice cold bed down there, so I don't think I'll need anything huge. So let's throw this one on. And wait for that to catch, and I'm going back in the house. Where's my fire poker? Oh, it's over here. Let's see. Let's move this fire around a little. There we go. It's trying to catch. There we go. All right, we back rocking and rolling. Let's get this baby shut down. So I'm trying to remember to close the warmer before I close the firebox, just to make sure I'm not staining this handle. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's stained a little, but I cleaned it off. All right, I'll check in here in maybe like 20 more minutes. All right, it's been about 40 minutes. We're creeping down towards 225, so I'm gonna throw another split on. Oh, okay. It shouldn't be, I'm thinking this may be the last one because I'm going to wrap it at 185. Wrap it at 185. I'm gonna throw some beef tallow inside there and let this thing rock and roll till about maybe 203, 205, and then I'm gonna throw it in the warmer. And that log is catching already, so that's good. So I'm gonna get this thing shut back down and then get back to my movie. All right, we are back. So I've, by mistake, found the perfect way to keep your butcher's paper from blowing all over the place. These are the ThermoWorks thermometer spools. They have little magnets in them. So I sat some on the joint of the butcher paper, and I didn't have to go down the street to find the butcher paper. So I'm just hitting this butcher paper with some of the spritz just to make it a little pliable. So we also got beef tallow, actually Wagyu beef tallow. If you don't know what beef tallow is, it's basically rendered fat. And Wagyu beef tallow is rendered from some basically Wagyu beef. So I'm just gonna spread some over here, and we're gonna see how this will hold up once I put this slab of plate ribs to rest. So we're just gonna put it face down, meat side down onto the tallow and start wrapping. Let me get it out of here. I was gonna pull it at 185, but I was already outside and it is at 183.5. So that's close enough for me. Goodness. Yeah, look at them babies. Looking nice. Oof. I went ahead and scored the bottom side, but yeah, that's looking good. All right, let's sit them right in the tallow. Now we can move these magnets and see if we can get these things wrapped up with the back, over the side. So right now we meat side down. Now we're meat side up. And we're gonna give it one more flip to send it back meat side down. These things got kind of crazy shape, so it's kind of hard to get it super tight, but we'll get it as tight as possible. That's gonna be good right there. All right, I'm about to put it back on the smoker, and I'll check in here in a little bit. All right, so these things have stayed wrapped, and now they are at 204. I was planning on pulling them at 203, but I was in there playing this stupid game, and I lost track of time, but 1 degree ain't gonna hurt nothing. So I'm gonna let them sit out here, and cool down for maybe like 15, 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna pop them in the toaster oven and hold them until my wife get off work. I'll check in a minute when we get to the toaster oven. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and preheat this toaster oven. It's a Breville, yeah, Breville, and you can put it on warm. I don't know if you can see. Oh, there you go. So I'm gonna set it for 145. That's gonna be my holding temperature, and maybe we'll do 140. Yeah, 145. And as soon as the beef back ribs cool off a little, I'm gonna pop them in here. So I'm gonna let this thing preheat while the ribs are cooling off. All right. So now I'm just gonna wrap them in foil and get them into the toaster oven to rest until the queen get home. So now I'm doing them the same way I did it with the butcher paper. So now we got meat side up, and then this next flip is gonna make it meat side down. Boom. Let's get it in the toaster oven. All right, so this thing is at 145. So we're just gonna sit these ribs in here and hold them at 145 until my wife get home, and then we gonna break them open and eat. All right, so I'll check in once I'm pulling them out of here. So I should be able to hold them at 145 and hopefully get the juices redistributed throughout the meat. And it's gonna be some good eating. It's going? Okay. All right, 6.5 hours in the smoke, 3 hours in the toaster oven. Let's see what we got. Ooh. Dang. Ooh. These bones want me. So I would say that is perfect. Look at that. All right, I'm hungry. I'm about to eat. Later. All right, you can hit the